Lithuania versus Mexico. Welcome to the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Win for all.
Let's get this party started here in Manila, the Philippines. The battle between Lithuania and Mexico in Group D, game day 2. Well, hello everybody. I can promise you it's not going to be a dance-off. It is going to be one heck of a basketball game between two countries, ambitious. Certainly Mexico with a lot of work to do after falling in their opening game to Montenegro and going up against one of the top teams in international basketball, without a doubt, Lithuania, who were big winners on opening night against Egypt. So I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Mike Taylor, and an explosive night ahead of us, Mike, I think. And we're going to see Mexico throw everything but the kitchen sink at Lithuania, and we'll see if that's enough.
Without a doubt, Omar Quintero and his tough, battle-tested Mexican squad backs against the wall right now. Again, we've seen these games in this group play true to form with favorites winning. I think we have an opportunity for Mexico right now to give Lithuania everything they can handle in tonight's action.
Well, you look at tradition, you look at history, you look at the FIBA world ranking, and you feel like it might be too much for Mexico, but I don't know. You know what? I think they played a lot better than what their final score against Montenegro suggested, a 20-point defeat. You know, there were a couple of bad phases right at the end of the first half and then right at the end of the game.
Without a doubt, and here we have a different matchup. Again, it's an NBA center with Valanciunas instead of Vucic. I think for me, you know, the key matchup for this Mexico squad is how they manage the power forward position. I think they've got really good guards. I think that the five-man Ibarra can match up inside with Valanciunas. I think that 4 spot is a critical area for Mexico that they need to make sure they manage. They need another great game out of Fabian Jaimes. And again, let's see how their bench can match up against the really, you know, intelligent Lithuanian team.
Well, some pretty great stories developing at this FIBA Basketball World Cup, just about the personalities that are here. And for Lithuania, you have to really be excited for Gabrielius Maldunas. He is Gabas Maldunas. Is he a banker? Is he a basketball player? Well, he's Ivy League educated, and I'm not sure he ever would have dreamed this moment would come where he would play with Lithuania. But he certainly has captured the imagination for a lot of the neutrals here in the Philippines. And Lithuania on court. You can see earlier today, Montenegro winning it 89-74 over Egypt. Egypt continuing to get better. So I think a lot of positives for them so far. If Lithuania win, though, both Egypt and Mexico will be out of contention for a top 2 spot and therefore will not go on to the second round. Here we are, though, in the standings. Montenegro up at the top currently at 2-0. Lithuania at 1-0. And then Egypt and Mexico. Egypt get that extra participation point right now, so they're in 3rd place. And Mexico are 4th.
Please rise for the national anthem of Mexico.
So now we're going to have a pause in the commentary for the national anthems.
please remain standing for the national anthem of Lithuania.
Where that national anthem from Lithuania always gets the hair on the back of your neck standing up. That was impressive stuff, but also from Mexico. And that national team fervor, that national patriotism just kind of shines through every time these two teams step onto the court. Referees, Manuel Mazzoni from Italy is the crew chief in the middle. Boris Krajic from Slovenia on the left, and Christian Paez from Ecuador on the right. And we'll get a look at the starting fives for both teams and the rosters, and we're going to start off with the 12 Warriors. They're going to go with the starting five of Fabian James, Paul Stoll, Paco Cruz, Gabriel Giron, and Joshua Ibarra, with Bonilla, Gutierrez, Andriassi, Mendez, Camacho, Gutierrez, and Amigo coming off the bench for Coach Omar Quintero, who used to be a national team guard himself. And Paco Cruz is the man, isn't he? He's an offensive juggernaut.
Yeah, he's the key player for their offensive production. He's going to deliver out here. Again, really good shooter, plays well off screens. And showed the ability to get to the rim and have mid-range finishes. He'll be key for their offensive production today.
And Fabian James really, I'm not going to say he surprised us, but his impact was pretty dramatic the other day. And when he went out of the game, that really hurt Mexico against Montenegro.
Yeah, with this roster and this lineup, he is a critical player because he gives them that mobile, athletic forward that can play on the perimeter. He's a key matchup for them. They need big production out of James today.
Omar Quintero, what would have been his message today?
Well, again, I love what Omar has done with this national team. They've been together. It's a 3-year project. They've played national team games. They've played together with Libertadores as a club. He's done a great job bringing this team together, and now it's all on the line against a big tradition like Lithuania.
Margaris Normantas was sensational the other night. Tadas Sarakerskis, Ignas Brazdeikis, Rokas Jokubaitis, Jonas Valanciunas in the starting five, Maldunas, Kuzminskas, Motiejunas, Bengius, Karanauskas, Dimsha, and Sirvidis. And the longer that game went on the other night, it seemed like the better that everybody played for Lithuania coming off the bench. But Jonas Valanciunas, as always, set the tone for Lithuania.
Well, he's the leader. Again, he gives you such a physical inside presence. He's tough around the rim, great finisher. Again, I think this matchup with Josh Ibarra is a good one because Ibarra is big and strong himself. That'll be really fun to watch tonight.
And Donatas Motiejunas, you look at his numbers, and perhaps not as impressive from a scoring standpoint, but here's a guy that by the end of the tournament, you know, how well he plays could be a determining factor for this country.
Really experienced, really high-level player. Again, he complements Motiejunas, and they'll rely on him to play both the 4 and the 5.
Kazis Maksvidis, the head coach, who also coached last year at the FIBA Eurobasket when Lithuania got to the round of 16, came out of the group of death in Cologne, barely, but they did. And he wants to get to 2-0 so they can progress tonight, definitely to the second round.
We saw Montenegro take care of business and create that separation. That experience last year in Eurobasket was really tough for this Lithuanian team, and they're off to a great start. You know they want to take care of business and you know, get that route forward.
Hey, empezamos con zipper, pero el zipper al revés. Paco, le pones a Josh, vamos a ver si lo podemos dar aquí. Si no, sube Paco, juegas, caes ahí en el chorrón y 2 contra 1 contra Valenciunas, ¿ok? La siguiente hay que moverlo rápido, güey. Hit first. Vas, Paco.
Sixth World Cup appearance for Lithuania. Remember, they gained independence from the former Soviet Union in 1992, took international basketball by storm. And you saw the Mexico with the 2013 FIBA AmeriCup winners. And I suppose what's interesting about that as we look at these incredible fans from Lithuania is that they still have players from that team on this roster. Paul Stoll, for example, Jorge Gutierrez, as well as Orlando Mendez. And Hector as well was, Hernandez was the last man cut from this team. So he was actually here with Mexico.
Well, Jeff, you know, you respect what Mexico has done over the years. You respect these players and how much they've accomplished. And again, I would love to see this group of players do something special for their country in basketball. And this is the opportunity to do it, especially against a tradition like Lithuania. It's a big job, and I know they'll put their heart into it tonight.
Well, very huge. You know, you don't only want to finish in the top 2 in your first round group, but you carry those results over to the second round if you do progress. So you don't want to drop results at all. You want to carry the wins over. And Lithuania are now ready to trade blows with Mexico. Hello, everybody. Good evening and welcome to the Mall of Asia in Manila, the Philippines. Lithuania against Mexico is underway here at the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Game day 2 for both of these teams. Lithuania coming in at this 1-0. Mexico having lost their opening game, and nobody picks up Brazdeikis as he gets into the lane and gets to the rack.
Brazdeikis can be a difficult matchup for Jerome. Really strong with the ball and creative.
Paul Stoll gets it to Ibarra. Comes out and misses with his first attempt. Partisan crowd, really. And that second consecutive drive down the lane for Brazdeikis. That's way too easy. Cruz goes behind his back, drives in, passes it outside. Jaimes. And Normantas, utterly sensational the other night with his 18 points. And his pass intercepted by the 37-year-old Stoll. Here's Paco Cruz in the open floor. And then he's bumped from behind by Brazdeikis.
Paul Stoll reached in the front court and then was so smart to play the passing lane and come up with a steal. And Cruz, good decision, rather than go force a play 1-on-2, brings it out, waits for teammates and draws the foul.
Cruz, an elite player, really. The way he plays, his offensive skills, but he misses with his jumper. Normatis, good catch by Sedekerskis. Shot clock about to expire, and Valanciunas gets it off. Well, that's frustrating for Mexico.
Great awareness from Valanciunas. Just got it off. Great touch.
Barra again turns.
I like the idea to try to get the ball inside.
Sedekerskis flies in for the dunk, and Omar Quintero, more than anything, I think wants to stop this opening run, this momentum. It's going to have to come up with something different.
But Jeff, we've seen some good looks from Mexico, but there's no physicality. They're not attacking the basket. They put the ball in the post to try to attack Valanciunas, but there was no physicality. They were just shots over the top with no contact. Attack the rim, try to draw a foul.
Double drag. 1, 2, y hasta adentro. Y luego para la izquierda. Hey, tenemos que defender. No layups. Todo abajo en toda la pintura, dale. Vamos 0 abajo esta. Ok. 4 y 5 aquí. Gabriel, se lo ponemos. Gabriel, vienes, atacas. Yo, sacas a Paco, okay? Seal. Hey, one strong dribble, put it, okay? Vamos, let's go. Vamos. Dale, defense. Vamos. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, Mike, even as, you talk about the physicality on offense, I mean, that's the 3rd layup that they've made.
And Omar is talking about their defensive coverages, talking about, hey, we need to cover a double drag, pick and roll, 2 picks. And again, no layups, be physical. Again, the game plan's there. They have to execute with detail and belief. They've got to believe they can beat this team.
And coming right out, stroking the 3, there he is, Paco Cruz.
Great job, great leadership from Paco Cruz. Takes the lid off the hoop, settles Mexico.
And now the steal from Stoll, and he is fouled, and that might, nope, they're not going to call it unsportsmanlike.
But again, look at the experience and intelligence from Stoll. 2nd steal here in the early going, reading the game extremely well.
Omar Bermudez wanting an unsportsmanlike. But he's told, nope. Paul Stoll making plays on defense. Here's Heron. They'd really like to get him going. He had a quiet day in the opener against Montenegro. Here's Cruz again. Hands it off to Ibarra. Boy, that's a layup. He's got to make that. He's got to dunk it, or he's got to make the layup.
Without a doubt, Jeff. It's a beautiful Spain pick and roll play. They reject the pick and roll at the top. He drops it off. Great late delivery from Cruz. Josh has to finish.
Sedekerskis goes in. Look at great effort from Valanciunas, but Heron comes up with it. Now he's going to go in the left hand and score. Boy, that was a nice finish.
Beautiful play. Looked like he'd go attack with the right, switched hands. Excellent finish.
He's El Capitan. He was the last man cut from Mexico's last World Cup squad in 2014. Jokubaitis. Paco Cruz, look at him. Well, he got right to where he wanted to go, but then the finish wasn't there. Now 3-on-2 break, Jokubaitis, and it's a charge.
Giron saved Mexico there because we had Ibarra and Cruz not getting back in transition. Great push from Jokubaitis.
Is Kazis Maxvidas not happy because he thinks he's in the semicircle? No, he's outside.
That's a charge, Jeff.
Yeah. Oh, they get it to Cruz, saves it. He gets it from the corner, count it! Second shot from Cruz. Another missile.
Great confidence. Team needs him. He steps up.
Jokubaitis.
So Lithuania back-to-back possessions with a Spain pick and roll. Mexico's got to have better coverage, especially off the point guard Jokubaitis there.
Giron for three, good. And I think it really helped him with that first layup. Look at that. The three-pointers falling for Mexico. They're right back in it. Brazdakis, pump fake, travels.
I would love to see Mexico go back inside to Ibarra here, see if he can get a post touch and a finish. Give him an opportunity to play strong on Valanciunas and get a better feeling for himself right now. It's going to be low splits in the corner.
Lithuania, number 8 in the FIBA World Ranking, taking on Mexico, number 31. And right now, Mexico can tie it. But Ibarra, again, loses the battle with Valanciunas. And Valanciunas goes to the other end and scores.
Again, Mexico's got to do a much better job at the point of attack and pick and roll. Coverage is a little loose, and again, experienced and talented Lithuanian team will make them pay.
Oh, what a play, and another missed layup. It was a great play. Now Jokubaitis. Brazdakis for three.
Again, transition defense. They've got to pick the ball up and stop the ball earlier. Great execution by Lithuania.
Giron gets it, turns, puts it up and in. Boy, he's a different player tonight.
Really impressive, playing with great confidence, shooting the ball, keeping Mexico in this game.
4 3-pointers for Mexico. Normantas gets it back. Jokubaitis from downtown.
Again, when Jokubaitis gets hot, Stoll's got to step up to him on those drives, step up so he can get there on the catch.
Giron's got the hot hand. And this time he took it deep into the paint, and no joy. And a block on Stoll. I mean,
Jeff, I thought he was there.
He was definitely there. I mean, Sedekarskas called it though, watch. Doesn't have any idea that he's right there.
I mean, I don't understand how that's not a charge. He's stationary, he takes him square.
Well, it was a good try from Stoll. Jokubaitis off to a fast start. Rokas Jokubaitis. High fives all around in the Lithuanian crowd. 10 points for Rokas. Paul Stoll outside to get it to Giron. Feet set. It's another one.
Great teamwork. Stoll drives, kicks it out. Jaime's extra pass. Giron.
Third three-pointer for Giron. They've got 5 overall now as a team. Dimsha drives in. And a block and one. And the bigger issues for Mexico are at this end. Lithuania already 25 points. We still got 2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
rejecting the screen. He's clearly in the circle.
Yeah.
It's a great effort. Give up your body, try to draw the charge. Where we saw Stoll thinking that was a charge, this one is clearly the block.
So the lead back to 8. And he goes right at Motiejunas, and Ibarra still not able to finish. And Gutierrez, I think, is going to come into the game. Rokubitis, and he gets blocked by Ibarra. And Stoll turns it over, thought his man was going to be there. Dempsey, another layup.
So Jeff, he just got middle on the closeout. Mexico's got to do a better job containing the basketball, defending the ball.
And Douglas Kuzminskas in the game, guarding Cruz. Hiron fades. .45 seconds remaining in the quarter. Motiejunas turns. He goes up. And it has been a tough start to the game for Ibarra. Lithuania with a 13-point lead. Now another turnover. Jokibitis takes it all the way. He's fouled from behind. 2 free throws. Yeah, hacked him hard on the right arm.
Jokibitis has gotten off to a fantastic start here. Aggressive, attacking, and scoring. He's playing at an excellent pace. And now Mexico goes to the bench here late in the first quarter. The experienced, bigger, defensive-minded Jorge Gutierrez in. I'm sure it'll be his responsibility, his job description. Slow down Jokibitis.
Yep, number 7, the guard. Also, Israel Gutierrez has checked in the low box, and Maldunas has checked into the game. The banker, number 12. So they need to take the last shot here, Mexico, trailing by 15 points. Paco Cruz fouled. They had one to give.
Good execution. Very good execution defensively from Lithuania there.
Benjes in the game as well. And Karinauskas is guarding the inbounds pass. Paco Cruz steps back and misses that one. So Lithuania having it all their own way right now, leading it. Mexico having some opportunities, but defensively, just nowhere. Also being out-rebounded heavily, 12-3. At the end of the first quarter, it's Lithuania on top, 32-17 against Mexico.
It started with Brezdikas getting to the rim on back-to-back possessions. No ball pressure, no impacting the ball. Transition D. Cruz opened the scoring for Mexico with the top of the key 3. Again, the transition not picking up the ball, stopping it early enough. Giron answers with some big three-point shots for Mexico. Dimsha with a strong finish at the rim.
Scan in that barcode, QR code, and you get courtside 1891 in your smartphone. Video stream, schedule scores, and so much more. That's where you want to have it in your phone so you can watch these FIBA Basketball World Cup games. Look at the Lithuanian fans. Just doesn't matter where they play, have game, will travel.
I mean, they got to be ecstatic with this start from Lithuania. They've come out and really taken control of this game. Let's see if Mexico can trim into this deficit here. It starts with a defensive end, but they've got to be more efficient on the offensive side.
Giron, bounce pass, Gutierrez puts it up and in over Montillones. You can see those Mexican players just very aware of the shot blockers, of the rim protection for Lithuania. Here's a hold.
And I would love to see them attack them and challenge them and try to draw some contact. You're not going to get any fouls if you're going up there trying to avoid the physicality.
Good catch, Montillones. Back to the basket. Goes right at Gutierrez.
And again, the efficiency for Lithuania on the post has been a big advantage with Valanciunas and now Montillones.
Gutierrez slips free, puts it up and in.
Jorge Gutierrez is an outstanding finisher at the rim. He can post up, and that was a beautiful cut and finish there.
Benjes from the wing. Yep. Cruz to Jaimes. Giron, that's off.
Great look.
Up ahead to Mindaugas Kuzminskas. And in the end, he's still pushed and gets to the line for a three-point play opportunity.
So Kuzminskas was like a bolt in transition, running past everyone here. Dimsha with a great ball ahead. Again, they've got to do a better job covering in transition, stopping the ball earlier with their pickup point and making sure there's no runouts there.
So the three-point play gives them a 16-point lead. 2 fouls, 2 quick fouls on Gutierrez as well. Nice passing. Another missed layup from Mexico. They actually really run some good plays to get some good looks. They're just not making the shots. Oh. Gael Bonilla. Back to Gutierrez. The other Gutierrez gives it back to Israel Gutierrez. And another home run ball up ahead. And Benjes makes the shot, falling down. Lithuania trying to be ruthless here against Mexico.
But Jeff, you see Lithuania punishing Mexico for every missed layup opportunity. They're just getting out of transition. You know, again, Mexico has to do a better job of finishing these plays. They've missed like 5 or 6 layups that need to be finished if you're trying to win this game.
Oh, thought that was a good catch from Gutierrez, but wasn't able to hold on to it. Now benches Kuzminskis. Haven't seen anything from Jaimes yet. Trying to get him involved. The running plays, getting some good passes, getting some good looks. Oh, Gutierrez. We're going to reset the shot clock to 14.
Again, for Mexico right now, this is damage control, emergency situation. You've got to trim into this 18-point deficit in these last 7 minutes.
For the first half, yep, and it's got to be, well, the pressure and the foul called on Karanauskas. Well, there have been, I mean, look, Lebanon got absolutely blown out today in their game by Canada. And Mexico don't want to suffer a fate like that, but if they don't turn this thing around, it could get ugly real quick.
Well, again, it's the finishing play strong and attacking at the basket. This is the #1 issue on the offensive side. Their transition defense is the big key, and then guarding the ball one-on-one and handling the pick and roll situations. These are the issues.
Offensive foul on Jaimes, who's stretching out his knee, his leg, making sure he's all right. Yeah, just a moving screen. Just trying to stretch it out. That would add insult to injury. 18 points. Lithuania turning the screw right now. And good read by Bonilla. Gets it to Mendez. Remember that 2013 team that we were talking about? And he comes out, hits a big three.
One thing he'll do is hit shots. We've seen Giron and now Mendez, experienced players trying to impact the game for their team.
Interesting how one sequence there leads to a timeout from Lithuania. Jokubaitis, great start to the game for him. See all those baskets that he's made. He's got 12 points, hit a couple of three-pointers, pushing the ball quickly up the floor. Of course, he's been a star with Barcelona. So, see if Mexico can build on that jump shot from Mendez.
2-3 zone here out of the timeout for Mexico.
Martha Yunus missing. Ibarra. Orlando Mendez again. Just hit the three, now he fades and hits another one. That's experience for you.
Orlando Mendez stepping up for Mexico.
Demcha from deep. And nice athleticism from Bonilla to go up and get that rebound. Nice pass. And the layup this time is made by Mexico. Jaimes, and look, the masked fan is in the house.
Jorge Gutierrez with a beautiful pocket pass. Outstanding pick and roll player.
But again, they made the shot. That's been there. Benjus. And look at Kuzminskis battle away, but he can't tap it in, and a chance to get it down to single digits now for Mexico. Jokubaitis, Valanciunas coming off the bench for Lithuania. Ibarra goes up and still can't get the drop. And that was a tough finish for Kuzminskis. Traveling on Mendez.
Lithuania with very good ball pressure defensively, as we see Gutierrez.
Oh, he nutmegged him.
Outstanding. The old okey doke. Look at
this, right through the legs.
Beautiful. He's an outstanding passer, but the physical ball pressure right now impacting Mexico. Lithuania doing a great job defensively.
Oh, wide open look, Kuzminskis. Well, you got to tip your hat to them. They're getting their shots, knocking them down. Mendez, hand in the face from Normantas. Jokubaitis drives in. Oh, there's Valanciunas. Too big, too strong, and the rebounding is a real problem. 20 rebounds for Lithuania, 9 for Mexico. Gutierrez puts it up from deep. And Quintero wants a timeout. Okay.
Looks like he waved it off, Jeff.
There's Bonilla. Oh, that was a tough finish. Wow.
They just didn't stop him. He went right to the basket.
He shows flashes of really dynamic play, doesn't he?
Great length. Important today.
Valanciunas knocked out of his hands. Oh, that was an incredible pass. I mean, can you believe it?
Wow.
Bonilla, I was thinking that was not a good idea from Jaimes.
He looked like a wide receiver running down a touchdown bomb.
Well,
but the skill and athleticism to catch it and finish. 2 great plays in a row from Bonilla.
Well, the season is kicking off pretty soon here. Here's Normantas. Ibarra guards and Valanciunas to turn around. Oh, beautiful bounce pass. Are you kidding me? Boy, Mendez did very well there.
Yeah, he snaked the pick and roll on the side. And again, a beautiful basket cut from Bonilla. 3 great plays from Bonilla in a row.
Benjus.
Jeff, you cannot defend Lithuania in rotations. They've got to stop the ball, guard the ball one-on-one, and stay out of those rotations as much as possible. Lithuania will just attack those closeouts.
Nice pass over to Gutierrez.
Another good possession offensively for Mexico, though. Just came up empty.
Goes under the screen rather, and Jokubaitis. A rare miss for him today. Goes strong to the basket. It's just so hard for Ibarra against Valanciunas, who pushes it quickly. Wide open. Benjis, count it.
And Jeff, that possession is the example of this half. They got a great play at the rim from Ibarra. He didn't finish against Valanciunas. And the speed and pace in transition leading to the corner three, just fantastic execution from Lithuania. And you can just feel from Mexico right now, just not able to capitalize on their opportunities, and then Lithuania making them pay.
Orlando. Sí. Vienes para acá. No, la juegas tú, Paco, esta. Y saquen Orlando, ¿ok? Cero bajo aquí. Te la da Fabián el handoff. Juegas. Y yo saca Paco. Tú estás aquí con la bola. Para cualquier cosa. Y van a dar los faules.
Servidis checking into the game for the first time, number 91 for Lithuania. Also Maldunas in the game now, again, for the second time. Gutierrez, fouled by Servidis.
Mexico looking to get Paco Cruz an opportunity here in the last possession.
Well, he's going to get it, and he's going to get blocked by Normantas. And that was a good foul because Mexico are not over the limit, because that was a sure layup.
Again, Coach Quintero doing everything he can right here, drawing up the play out of the timeout for his best scorer. Just really well defended by Lithuania.
Servidis gets it to Normantas, goes right down the lane, he gets blocked. One last, at least, fantastic play from Bonilla for Mexico.
Hey,
prevents the 2 points.
Bonilla has really stepped up here towards the end of this first half.
But it's all Lithuania right now. They lead it 53-34 against Mexico. 53-34, Lithuania on top against Mexico at halftime. All good for those fans. They're liking what they're seeing. Lithuania shooting 68% inside the arc. Look at that, 5 of 9 from deep, 56%. Mexico aren't coming close to stopping them.
And there you see the 24-10 rebounding, as you pointed out earlier. Just a dominant first half from Lithuania as they try to demonstrate they're the #1 team in this group.
Well, tough half for Joshua Ibarra. He knows it. He feels awful about it. Hasn't really been able to offer anything to the attack down low. And maybe the one, if you do have a criticism, it's taking it hard to Valanciunas. But so we identified our key players before the game. Valanciunas with 8 points, 5 rebounds. Paco Cruz, he's got 6 points. And you know, he can only do so much against this Lithuania team.
That's the truth. Again, Gutierrez off the bench, banks it in off a nice pass from Giron. One of their finishes in the half. Again, here it is, the transition defense. Touchdown pass and finish. Ben just really running the floor and finishing. Here's Ibarra. Again, off the bench, we saw Mendez really give them a spark. Kuzminskis, you know, you have Valanciunas, Matiunas, Kuzminskis, 3 great post-up players. One of the finishes from Bonilla. That was the really excellent transition from Lithuania. Textbook.
So at halftime, Lithuania in command, 53-34 against Mexico.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are all on the same team.
We have the power to change lives through basketball.
Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Play they boarded the team now. Jones, that top scorer from the NBA G League. Alley oops out. Oh my goodness gracious! Well, good evening, Manila. What a way to start here from South Sudan.
Hornets, after good work from Reeves.
Great read on the come. Diaz in the pass lane, almost comes up and Mulek goes up. Oh! Garuba from the weak side just again defends the ring. Thiago pushes, comes off the ball screen in transition. Through his legs, a little bit of showtime for 2 is good. And welcome to the World Cup party, Brazil.
Great job, nice start. He played in 10 games for Brazil during the qualifiers for them to make it to this tournament, averaging just under 15 points.
Abbas had a look, doesn't score. Tetecumpo drives in. Are you kidding me? And one. What a shot. Illy. Oh, Akero.
Shoulder down, head down. extra pass made his buddy Toby.
The vision, the execution.
Zaze back to her feet, and this place is exploding. Toko Shengelia.
Well, it's a nice finish, but again, it's that man, Sinsaze, setting it up. Good call, gets Shengelia. Nieto into the lane, behind the back. Oh, what a throwdown. And you can see Coach Demir, do I take the timeout, do I not? 10-4 start for Brazil, it's all been at the ring.
One more, I will let it fly from
Wow!
the court, and he gets it before the half!
Oh.
Holy smokes, Jordan Zamora!
Well, that's symbolic of the shooting we've seen from Venezuela this first half. From the three-point line, 12 of 25 in the three-pointer. Leg bomb, nothing but net.
Way in the flush. That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Gabriel Giron started well tonight and has provided some firepower, at least, for Mexico. It hasn't been nearly enough, but what it's been able to do has been gratefully received. He's got 11 points, 3 of 4 from three-point range. And they're going to need more of that in the second half. They're going to have a chance of overturning this huge deficit. So you can see 57% from the floor, 11 points. He's the captain. And for Lithuania, just a great start for Rokas Jokubaitis. Two of 5 from inside the arc. And hit both of his threes. Also perfect at the line. So we'll see if he can carry on with that in the second half. He only played 12 minutes. He did play 14 minutes in the first half. 57% from the floor. That's where his shots fell. Both threes from the same spot, effectively. So here inside the Mall of Asia, Lithuania seemingly with 1 foot, you would think, already in the second round with the way they've started against Mexico today. And also, if they win, it effectively puts them in the second round. And then it would be a battle against Montenegro for first place in a very important game. And it would effectively, a win would eliminate both Mexico and Egypt from advancing. No chance getting to the second round. And Lithuania, a lot of people didn't think they came here with as strong of a team, but when you have a veteran NBA center like Jonas Valanciunas and a really strong point guard like Jokubaitis, or another big like Motiejunas coming off the bench, and a lot of guys that, Kuzminskas, who's played, you know, at a high level, been in the NBA, he's been to this national team for a long time, and some other players that clearly have, you know, been very important in the qualifiers. You know, they're still going to be a good team, competitive team. In Mexico, I think the frustrating thing for people watching Mexico is that they know they can play a lot better, and we know they can play a lot better, and they haven't really played to their strengths.
No, this is a veteran team, a team with a lot of pride, and you know, the issues that they're facing today are matchups. Jokubaitis has the size and physicality advantage on Paul Stoll, and again, Brezdiakis was really difficult for Duran to match up with defensively, so they struggled to contain the basketball, defend it one-on-one. Then the second part defensively was the transition defense. They needed to have a higher pickup point, stop the ball, do a better job matching up. You know, and again, the rebounding was a big issue for them. Obviously, 24 to 10 boards. But, you know, Jeff, we talk a lot about how they got to defend. Again, you're playing against a really experienced and intelligent and well-coached basketball team in Lithuania. There was no physicality from Mexico on the offensive side. No free throw attempts in the first half.
Is that your biggest criticism or observation?
Yes, you've got to attack the basket strong. You've got to attack the shot blockers. You've got to pressure the rim. You know, and right now their shots that they're creating around the rim in the lane, they're not creating any contact. You're not going to get any fouls that way. So again, this is reflected in the 0 free throw attempts. And to me, that's the #1 point for why they've not been able to finish well, why they haven't, you know, helped themselves control the tempo of the game, and why they're in this hole.
Well, you know Armar Quintero well. Do you think that was the point that he made at halftime?
Yeah, I also want to say I think that Omar had the good game plan to try to put the ball into the post the first few possessions, you know, to Ibarra, and I just think that this is the difference of experience. You talk about a Valanciunas and an Ibarra. I really like Josh's game, but he's got to be more physical, and he's got to finish those plays at the rim.
Well, you put in so much hard work, and to get to this point, if you're Mexico in the Americas qualifiers, they have that continuity from, you know, club basketball, and then to come here and not to perform at the level that you know you can, that has to be frustrating, and they basically have to fight like their lives depend on it here in the second half.
And again, we said it early in the game, there's got to be belief, Jeff. They have to believe they can win this game. And the way Lithuania came out and dominated that first half, this is the real challenge for Mexico right now. Do they believe they can come back, climb back, and win the game?
Gerą užtvarą pastatyti jo, jie aukštai stovi, pakabinti tokią gerą užtvarą. Jonas Raulas. Pirmą normalų, driving. Bet aisina, tai... Jeigu aisina, bet jie nespėja. Bandys eiti... Bandys tiesiai, jo. Jeigu aisina, tada driving dar. Dar gynyboje, davai atsitvarkam, jie be bėgdorų. Queda aquí para tu mano derecha. Y ataca uno, güey. Sube Paco. Subes tú. Tú pones el zipper. Hey, y acá juegan. Dios, after the pick, one did pass. Go right. Over the top. You read it, okay? Hey, los dos primeros minutos, güey. No anota. Dale, vamos. Let's go. Juntos, Neto. Mátalo, güey, a 9.
Scanning the barcode to get the FIBA Basketball World Cup app in your smartphone. All the news, stats, videos. Wonderful app to have, especially this time of year. Second half underway, Lithuania on top, 53-34 against Mexico, and already a putback by Jonas Valanciunas.
I mean, Brezdiakis attacks the rim, and just Valanciunas cleans it up. That's what he does.
Biggest lead of the game right now for Lithuania. And Ibarra going for the putback, not able to get it to go. Omar Quintero trying to get anything he can from the referees right now. You can't blame him. There's Jokubaitis, Brazdeikis. Again, goes up, this time Ibarra, and again, second time in a row. Ibarra's over there trying to block the shot, and nobody's there that's getting the rebound, and the lead now 23 points. And Paco Cruz gets blocked by Dimsha. Oh, he goes under. What a play from Paco Cruz.
I mean, that's a score. Beautiful, beautiful finish from Paco Cruz.
Jokubaitis rims out, and finally no Valanciunas for the putback.
But let's have our viewers at home watch the difference in ball pressure that Lithuania is physically applying. You know, they're into the offensive player. They make them feel them. And then down this end, watch the space between the Mexican defenders.
Stoll. And Jaime's not able to tap it in. Brazdeikis. Mexico have to work so hard to get points.
Again, the physicality and the ball pressure, physical ball pressure one-on-one.
Well, Quintero's thinking there should be a foul call, so he's talking to the referee. The referee went over to tell him to pipe down. Don't want to get ejected. Here's Ibarra, puts it up, and the block on Brazdeikis. And really, that was another chance for Ibarra to finish. Just having a nightmare. He scored no points so far.
Let's see if he can get himself going here from the free throw line. And again, Jeff, these will be the first 2 free throws of the game for Mexico.
Wow. Maybe seeing the ball go through the hoop is going to change. It's going to help him push the reset button. Takes his time and gets them both to go. Paul Stoll was appealing for a 2-pointer there, thinking that they hit it.
But look at the space between Stoll and Jokubaitis. There's no ball pressure. Look at the space here with
Jaimes.
Sedekarskas.
So they get it into Valanciunas. Valanciunas arguing that he got hit, so break. Here's Ibarra, and this time gets it to go.
That's a great sign for Mexico. Nice pass from Paul Stoll, hit him in the pocket, and a good finish from Josh Ibarra.
Well, they need to go to him, and he needs to get to the line at least. Still plenty of time, plenty of space. Why do you think that they're not getting the ball pressure?
Well, again, we've got a veteran team. Paul Stoll, Giron, Jorge Gutierrez. Jorge Gutierrez is the one guard that will pressure them. But again, this is the situation in the game.
That was the basket for Ibarra, by the way.
And that's a big play for Mexico. But again, as Jokubaitis has such great rhythm and feeling coming up the floor, there's no resistance. And on that play, he dribbled down to the top of the key. He could have shot it, but they're getting anywhere they want to go. Mexico's just got to do a better job stopping the ball early and pressuring the ball. They've got to make Lithuania feel them.
One of two to take it up to an 18-point lead. Ibarra gets it again. And this time he goes up aggressively and puts it back in.
Again, great start to the second half for Josh Ibarra, and another beautiful pass from Stoll. Again, look at Cruz.
Yeah, they're definitely sagging.
There's no, you can't play Lithuania this way.
And they get a wide open look from Jokubaitis, and there is the tap from Sedekauskas. Here's Jaimes. Shot clock about to expire. He gets it to Ibarra. And great read by Paco Cruz. Now a chance in transition for Mexico. Can they get something for Lithuania set up? And the bounce pass to Ibarra. He picks it up, and he's fouled by Valanciunas.
Again, give great credit to Paco Cruz there, sprinting back in transition, getting the steal, and then creatively setting up Ibarra at the rim. Really good response out of Josh Ibarra after struggling in the first half. He's been very active here in this third quarter.
I don't want to give a warning for this. Come on.
So he gets that one to go. But Lithuania just getting way too many opportunities, open looks, and then there's no box outs at the other end. And here is Jaime sneaking in, and then Ibarra gets it again, and they get a three-point trip down the floor.
Again, to the rim with determination, physically through the resistance. Great job there by Ibarra, and great rebound from Jaimes.
Jokubaitis takes it deep, and here's Stoll almost losing it. Now a chance for Mexico to get even closer. This is their opportunity to get back in the game. Stoll fouled by Sedekauskas.
Nice little run here with hustle plays from Mexico.
Well, you know, if you want to look for positives, you were down 23 points, and now you've cut it to 15.
Get it under 10 going into the fourth.
Paco Cruz out to Giron. Ooh, almost pushed off. Looked like he might have gotten away with one there.
Jeff, that's his game. Strong into the paint, under control, great touch.
Down to 13 points. Mexico, the whiff of a comeback.
Changing defense.
Karanauskas, Motiejunas. Motiejunas.
What a beautiful penetration and dish from Normantas.
Yep, Normantas hasn't scored, but he has 4 assists. And a tough shot in the end, a turnaround. Need to get a better look than that. Over the shoulder pass by Motiejunas, and Sedekauskas. That was the ball to be had by Mexico, but Sedekauskas gets in, and now he goes to the line.
I thought Jaimes had that steal. He was right there.
Just couldn't quite get it before it actually went through his legs. Kazis Maxvidas. It is a tough tournament to win. Tough to get to the podium. Lithuania trying to get back to the podium for the first time at the FIBA Basketball World Cup since 2010. Oh boy, Ibarra just tapped it into the basket.
It's a great effort trying to tap it off the rim. That's just the kind of way the night's going for Mexico.
So back to an 18-point deficit. Dangerous pass. Cruz, shot clock about to expire, and good D from Karanauskas, or Normantas. Have they called a technical?
Yes.
On Bermuda, on Quintero?
Yes.
You can't see it, but what's his assistant doing over there? He's trying to get between his coach and the refs?
Yeah, he's trying to protect Omar from further emotional issues in terms of another technical foul.
They catch a break with Normantas missing the free throw.
Again, you have to keep things in perspective here. Mexico, veteran players, they've accomplished a lot. They've worked so hard to get here. And it's just been tough against a team like Lithuania that's playing outstanding basketball tonight.
Karanauskas gets it to go, and the lead goes back to 20. Jaimes. Tries to take us for three. Wow. Back to a 23-point lead. Can you believe it? So in command, and you get the run that you need. You got it down to 13, didn't you? And now they've gone 10 points further ahead. Lithuania looking pretty good right now.
Desde 4, güey. Hey, 1-0 abajo. Si no tienen nada, seal. ¿Tenemos bonos o no? Todavía no, les falta uno. Gael, Josh. Vic, vienes, Orlando. La juegas por aquí. Josh, sacas a Paco aquí. ¿Ok? Y listos, güey. Hey, tenemos que defender. Hay que bajarlo 14 a 12, ¿ok? Dale. 3 stops in a row. Let's go, guys. Come on. 1, 2, 3, Mexico.
9 points, he had none at halftime. So it's been a good third quarter. If you want to stress the positives for Ibarra.
3 for 5 after a struggle in the first half, but 3 for 13 for the game.
Bonilla. Cruz, high arcing shot. Karanauskas, or rather Benjis with the rebound. Matas hands it off to Motayunas, and he goes up for the layup. Mendez hit a couple of shots, but he steps out of bounds.
But Jeff, visually on the court right now, look at the size and length for Lithuania, position for position, compared to Mexico.
Well, certainly at the guard spots, Servitas and Stoll trying to guard Karanauskas. There he is, driving in. That's one of the advantages that he has, Karanauskas.
They go right into the post. Easy two.
And the lead's just getting out of hand now, 74-47. You can see that Stoll's really frustrated. They called the foul, but a lot of this, Mike, it just stems from what, those missed opportunities early on, for Mexico. And now an offensive foul.
The pressure just disrupts Mexico. Again, they have a good play call, an elevator screen for Paco Cruz, and they're called for the moving screen here. Bonilla puts the hip into him.
For Gutierrez. And there is a good play from Gutierrez right off the bench, getting the steal in the bucket.
Jorge will always play hard.
So back to a 25-point lead. Karanauskas backing up. I mean, Karanauskas is trying to. Well, the teams are having to be separated. I don't think you can blame Gutierrez because he's not going to be steamrolled in the low post.
But also, Jeff, if we see that again, Gutierrez went over to help him up, and he rejected it. He rejected it. So now the Lithuanian teammates stepped to Gutierrez like there's a problem, but Jorge went over in a sportsmanship way, and his teammate rejected it, the Lithuanian player that was on the ground. So again, we have an emotional situation. There's lots of frustration from the Mexico side. But as we just mentioned, Jorge will play hard. Here's the replay.
Watch. He just took the, he fouled him. And they called the foul. End of discussion. Gutierrez is not a matador. He's not going to move his cape and let him go straight to the hoop.
What have we said all along? He is a really competitive player, former NBA player, known for his defense. He was physical in the defensive disadvantage situation on the post. He tried for the ball, he fouled him, and then in a sportsmanship way went over to try to help him up. It was an overreaction from Montayonis and the Lithuania team.
Mendez for three. They were trying to go 2 for 1, weren't they? Benches for three, and they were trying to go 2 for 1. But, well, maybe not. Paco Cruz drives in and goes ahead and takes the shot as he's got it. Still time for Lithuania, but the pass too far ahead. So that's it at the end of the third quarter. Lithuania outscore Mexico 23-17. It's Montayonis for some reason is having to calm down over on the bench. His team's up 25 points. So 76-51, Lithuania on top of Mexico at the end of 3. Well, it's one-way traffic. Again, Mike, I mean, you think about it, as you look at these highlights, I mean, that was a spectacular recovery from Paco Cruz. They cut it down to 13 points, the deficit.
I mean, you feel for Mexico right now. You know, they had a great run. They trimmed into the lead, but then Lithuania just stepped up. The whole point here, Jeff, is Lithuania continues to shoot 61% from the floor for the game. They're out rebounding them 36-19. You know, they're dominating this game statistically. Mexico has not been able to find a way to get stops. They've changed defenses a couple times, but in the end, Lithuania has had the answers.
Scanning the barcode if you want to get courtside 1891 and get it in your phone. Israel Gutierrez in the game. Cruz, Mendez, Bonilla, and Gutierrez from Mexico. Benjis, Karanauskas. Karanauskas definitely trying to get on top of Gutierrez. Wouldn't be surprised if there came a moment when those two clashed again. Here's Cruz. And Mexico are going to have 2 seconds on the shot clock. Ooh, Cruz, great recovery. Benjis, good defense.
You can tell Jorge and Paco have been playing for a long time together. Jorge really looked for him. He led him to that open spot with a good pass. Just great defense from Lithuania.
Montiunas going right at Gutierrez. Turns, misses. Gutierrez avoids the charge. His pass intended for Gutierrez, but the Lithuanian hands are too active. I think Karanauskas got a steal there. Servidis. He did that in the last game as well, showing his range. Nice pass down low to Gutierrez.
Paco Cruz continues to make impressive plays, scoring and playmaking for Mexico.
Servidis, will it be 2 in a row? No. And nice take from Mendez.
Great job from Mendez there.
I mean, from the outside, we look at this and we're like, wow, this is just a huge mountain to climb for Mexico. But they're just looking at it like playing every possession, aren't they?
Yeah, one possession at a time. But again, Jeff, there's not enough physicality. There's not enough ball pressure. There's not enough defense to realistically think they're going to change this game.
Yeah. Entry pass. Gutierrez goes hard that time. Now that's better.
Yeah, you love the response from the big men. They've really attacked the rim and finished better at the rim this half. That's been a step in the right direction.
Yeah, Gutierrez was not seeking the contact in the first half, but he's been better in the second. Cruz goes out, Peron comes in, Karanauskas goes out, so he's got a cut. So he's not allowed to stay in. And Israel Gutierrez takes the free throw and misses. 7.5 minutes remaining.
Two-three zone here for Mexico.
Valanciunas back in, going up against Gutierrez, and he is fouled. So free throws coming. Gutierrez deciding he's going to have to earn it.
Lithuania still putting the ball in the post against the zone. One-on-one matchup. Valanciunas draws the foul. He's just so big and physical. So much to respect about Valanciunas' game.
Valanciunas been playing for this national team since 2011.
Carrying on the great tradition of Lithuanian big men.
31 years of age now. I remember watching him play in the under-18 All-Star game at the Eurobasket, 2009 in Poland. And good hands, Benjis. He was the MVP of that game and has turned out to be the MVP for this Lithuania team. Here's Kuzminskas. Jokubaitis, another three for him. He's got 20. Bonilla. And fouled in the lane. So free throws coming for Gael Bonilla. Six minutes, 20 seconds remaining.
This is great experience for Bonilla to play against the physicality here with Lithuania. You can see he's been active. He's been doing some great things here in the game tonight, but he's got to be more physical as he develops his career.
Benjis open for three. Nice pass. Gutierrez takes it back out. Everyone fouled by Servitas.
But Jeff, Israel Gutierrez on the pick and roll has the opportunity. He's got the advantage. And instead of trying to finish to the rim, he dribbles back out for an uphill dribble handoff. Again, the presence of Valanciunas at the rim in the lane and the lack of physicality from Mexico tonight.
Traveling on Orlando Mendez.
Mexico back man to man.
Oh, good steal from Jorge Gutierrez. And not able to finish, but then good job Bonilla coming up with a steal, and Mexico get a bucket.
I mean, great defensive effort there from Gutierrez, from Bonilla. Great teamwork. You can see the heart and fight is still there.
The help coming. Who's the foul on? Valanciunas?
Benjis.
Oh, Benjis, okay. So he's going to go out of the game. Servidis comes back in, having just checked out. Oh, yeah, he had locked arms. Here's Mendez. Servidis hustles down the court, misses. 4:50 remaining. Gutierrez puts up a three, doesn't drop. Valanciunas again. Traveling. Valanciunas is a little bit frustrated. He's had a couple of calls go against him here. So Valanciunas is going to sit down. I think it's probably a good move. Maldunas comes back in. Stoll back in as well for Mexico. Giron. And tough play, Brazdakis. Talking about size and length. Maldunas, a little push shot. I was hoping we were going to see that tonight.
I wanted to see him bank it in.
So his story, real quickly, went to Dartmouth, Ivy Leaguer, studied economics. Basketball career didn't get on track, decided to go into banking, and that lasted for about a month. And before somebody snapped him up, and here he is at the World Cup.
The other thing that's really great about him is the skillful push shot.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think it's something we should celebrate. Here's Mundogos Kuzminskis. And Gutierrez another rebound. See how close Mexico can get. And Maldunas comes from behind and blocks a shot out of bounds. Yeah, read the story on FIBA.basketball. Go to the World Cup website and read about Maldunas. He's pretty good. Mendez puts it up from deep. Brazdakis really rebounds it well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he impacts the game in so many ways. Quietly, he's been a very positive impact in this game today. You know, he's defended well. He's penetrated, and where he has not finished, he's broken down the defense, and Valanciunas and teammates have cleaned up the plays.
Giron definitely shoved him out of bounds that time. Brazdakis is thinking, that's not a basketball play. Dimsha into Maldunas. Here's Kuzminskis.
I mean, Jeff, through the years, we've seen Kuzminskis get hot and hit shots, important shots for Lithuania from three, even though he's more of a post-up player and player around the rim.
Andreassi, Moises Andreassi in the game for the first time tonight. Here he is, putting it up from the corner. Gutierrez with the rebound. He goes back up. And now a leak out for Dimsha. And another bucket for the Lithuanians, who are closing in on 100 points. They lead at 93-64. And Omar Quintero calls timeout.
Jeff, let's give credit to Lithuania for a really strong team performance today. They've been in complete control this entire game.
Hay que terminar de la mejor manera, dale. Okay. Hey, 3 abajo. Ir aquí. Gabriel. Que haga esto, ponte, regresas. Cae el Moy, ¿ok? Y lo sigues. Va a seguir. ¿La tienes tú o por abajo, no por afuera, güey, ok? Dale, vamos. Cerramos duro, dale. 1, 2, 3, Mike.
Well, this was Demcha on the breakaway. And the Lietuva fans are going to be in the second round. And the question is, will they go in as the group winners? We'll find out in a couple of days when they go up against a very impressive Montenegro. Caron. And final 2 minutes. Quick pass, Servidis to Kuzminskas. Andriassi. Caron with a good rebound.
Get your shots up, Moises.
Karanauskas, Gail Bonilla, Kuzminskas again, and it's 96 points now for Lithuania. Well, you believe Lithuania are in a good place right now?
Yeah, this game was a feel-good game for them. Domination. Again, the great matchup will now be Montenegro, Lithuania in this group. But I also want to say I feel for Omar and his team. I've been there. You know, my Polish team went into Klaipėda one game, and it was a buzzsaw. Lithuania just put it on us. So this is not something that's unusual. When Lithuania gets hot, they're capable of really dominating like this when they play well. So there's that, you know, I can really sympathize with that feeling on the Mexico bench.
I mean, it's a great achievement to make it to the World Cup.
Oh.
So you have to appreciate that. And I think in a way for Lithuania, though, and also for Montenegro, the way the schedule was for both of them, it's been a perfect schedule.
It's allowed for the separation.
Yeah.
The two best teams, I mean, highest ranked, world ranked teams have now taken care of business, and they're setting up that really important Game 3 matchup.
I mean, what would have happened had they played each other first? But I guess
then there would have been big pressure on the loser, as it was on Lithuania in Eurobasket last fall.
Bonilla goes in, much like France losing to Canada.
Yes.
So,
yes.
But we didn't have that situation in this group.
No.
So, you know, the favorites have beaten the teams that they were supposed to beat. So the teams shake hands, and a job well done for Lithuania as they claim a 30-point win over Mexico. And, you know, from Mexico's standpoint, if they've got any regrets, it's that they did not come out and play as physical, especially under the basket, as they needed to. But Lithuania win it 96-66. So how far can Jonas Valanciunas and Lithuania go? Well, why don't we just go step by step right now and already start to look forward to that matchup that's coming up. A really good matchup against Montenegro, whereas Egypt and Mexico will battle to avoid the wooden spoon, so to speak, for third place. Every game's important in a World Cup, so they'll want to at least come out and play strong in that one. You look at the Lithuanian fans, and it has to be inspirational for them, or hugely important for them to be able to look up in the stands and to see how those people support them.
Fantastic support, consistent support, and it's really a great night for everybody with Lietuva.
So the set of Kerskas, I mean, you know, I think it's obvious the tougher battles are now going to come for Lithuania. And that's taking nothing away from Mexico and Egypt, but the tougher battles.
See the final stats. Again, finishing just at 58% for the game, but 43, making 10 threes. Rebounding 47 to 29 advantage, 23 assists in the game. But it was more about the defensive ball pressure, the defensive work. And again, this was a game where Lithuania assumed control from the beginning and just really asserted themselves at the top of this group.
Well, Lithuania right now has a feel-good factor, and this is why, because, you know, they just come out tonight and just really dominated.
It's, again, the difference of a high-level, experienced Lithuania team playing against a team Mexico who is in this World Cup. They've got some experienced players, but just needed to bring that physicality on a more consistent basis tonight. Matchups are really important, and this was a tough matchup for Mexico.
And you remember, you know, we talk about how had Mexico been able to come out and get the win against Montenegro, they were much more competitive in that game. Then maybe they have more confidence tonight, but maybe, I don't know, a lack of experience at this level for some of the players was costly.
But let's also remember, you know, the first game, everyone is 0-0. The importance of getting off to that first victory. Teams are also scouting each other and seeing each other. And let's give credit to the Lithuania coaching staff tonight. These guys had a great game plan. They really took away a lot of the strengths of Mexico, and they really shut them down.
What's the saying? Offense and defense. Defense wins championships.
Offense sells tickets.
That's it, yeah.
Defense wins championships.
Well, we definitely know watching the USA that their offense sells tickets. But their defense is pretty darn good as well, and so is Lithuania's tonight, and it just remains to be seen how far they can go. But this was first round Group D action today, 89-74 Montenegro over Egypt. Lithuania winning it 96-66 over Mexico. So Lithuania and Montenegro occupy the top two spots, and that means they will now battle for first place in the group. But we know both of those teams will be moving on to the second round. Well, Lithuania's fans came here and high expectations. Omar Quintero in Mexico, they also had ambition, but there was no doubt about it. Lithuania tonight were far superior. They know they'll be marching on.